stand up when you gonna pose. Talk that shit, but when it pop off, watch how many G's turn to hoes. They gonna be just real killers. And not they brothers in these streets only popping out of fear, nigga. Don't you know they plot your destruction and preparations are being made? The reason you had this earth down, want your trick ass as a slave. So I'm spitting this wake up call to all the ghetto soldiers. You had your fun in the game, but now it's time to do what you're supposed to. You gotta each other in these streets like you don't give a fucking care. But we in psychological warfare, we ain't got no lives to spare.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a special edition of Talking Money in the Morning Live. Normally we go Monday through Friday. We don't come on Sundays. But let's give us a few minutes to let some people jump on. We're going to talk about 4 ways to get paid from watching football, fellas. Go ahead and share this stream if you're checking us out on Facebook. Share this with your people, man. We're gonna talk about some real stuff here this morning. Appreciate you guys jumping on YouTube. Go ahead and copy this link and share it in your favorite social media platform. And we're gonna get into a real conversation about how you can get paid from watching football, because a lot of us are doing this. So let me turn down my theme music. All right, guys, it's your main man here, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my very best to bring practical yet proven wealth-building strategies to working class men and women all over this great nation of ours. And since it is Sunday, what are we, second, third week in the NFL, and they got games going on, I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. The name of this particular episode was going to be, can we really afford to watch football all damn day? Right? That was going to be the name of this title. But, you know what? He says, can't hear you, bruh. Is that better now that I turn the music off? Travis, click on video. Hopefully you guys can hear me on Facebook. Let me know if you can hear me on Facebook real quick. Is everybody good? Is everybody good? Because we're going to get rolling. I think this is an important topic to talk about. Okay, yes. Cool. So like I was saying, guys, this episode was going to be titled, Fellas, Can We Really Afford to Watch Football All Damn Day? But me being the guy that I am, I'm more of a solutions-oriented type of person. So yes, it would be very easy to come out here and bash people for doing something that they love to do. But when I say, can you really afford it? I want you to think about something. A lot of guys are going to watch the early game. Games last 3 hours. They're going to watch the late afternoon game. That's 3 more hours. They're going to turn around and watch Sunday night football. That's 3 more hours. Then they're going to watch Monday night football, right? And then they're going to turn around and watch Thursday night football. So that's 3 times 5. That's 15 hours per week that we're devoting to football. Now, that's just if you just watch the game just to be watching the game. How many of you guys out there also play fantasy? Right? So that means there's another hour per day that you're in your fantasy accounts. You're playing in multiple leagues and you're getting your teams and your rosters together. You're trading players and all of this stuff, right? Now, again, I ain't here to knock you for what you're doing, but I want to try to give you something to think about and a way to reevaluate what you're doing, because I can promise you this. When I finish building my empire, there's probably not going to be a single person on this planet who's going to watch more football than me. But right now, I can't afford it. And what does that mean? I can't afford it. If you are struggling right now living paycheck to paycheck, if you don't have your emergency fund set to the side, if you don't have multiple streams of income coming to your house, so in the event that you lose your job, you're still straight. If you don't have a few things set up in place, if you're not taking money and paying yourself first and got some investments going towards your retirement future, then I have to be honest with you, you can't afford to watch football. All right, maybe you can get away with watching one game. I get it. Everybody needs their release. But if you don't have those things in place, you can't afford to watch 15 hours of football and then another 7 hours a week doing an hour a day in fantasy trading and all that. You can't afford that. Your children can't afford for you to do that. But again, I'm not here to bash you because I'm about solutions, man. You probably got enough people bashing you. Your significant others probably bash you. All you do is watch football all day, right? Your parents probably bash you. Get out from in front of that TV and do something. So I'm not here to bash you, but hopefully I can shed some light on what it is you're doing and the impact that it's having on you. Because when you boil it all down, guys, all life is time. That's all it is. All life is time. And if you're giving 20 hours a week of your time to an institution, entity, or anything that you're not getting a return on that investment, you have to ask yourself honestly, can you afford that? Right? And ladies, you're not off the hook because some of y'all putting the same 15, 20 hours into reality TV. I'm just on football this morning. So we're talking to the fellas. And the reason that I'm talking to the fellas, and I want to give you a little bit of tough love here, fellas, because you've been commissioned by the Creator to be the provider and protector, right? And some of us are providing to an extent because we do get up, get out, we go to work Monday through Friday, some of us 7 days a week. So I get the need to have a release. I get that because I was that guy. I mean, working extremely hard. I get off work, then I would go do a side job, do some construction, lay a floor for somebody, whatever I had to do to put food on my table, right? But now I'm working my own business. But to understand something about how the position that you're in right now is you could literally start making money from all that football watching, all of that knowledge you've accumulated over the years. You could literally turn that into an income stream. And we're going to talk about that because I know for a fact right now, some of you guys have way more knowledge than Mike, what is his name? Not Golick. What's the other guy's name? The other that sits with Mike and Mike. I know it's Mike Golick and Mike Greenspan or something. Some of you guys have way more football knowledge than that guy. But that guy is getting paid millions to talk to you about football. He's good. He's been out already. That guy is getting paid millions to talk about football, right? Some of you guys have actually played the game and played it at a high level. So not only do you know more, you actually have the experience. That guy never played a sport in his life. He don't have no experience, but he's getting paid millions to talk about football. So we're going to go. I'm not going to keep you long. I got to go get my church flow on. So I'm going to give it to you rough, raw, and real. 4 ways that you can start making money from watching football. Number one, the number one form of wealth is knowledge. Right? The number one form of wealth is knowledge because everything that produced every other form of wealth came from knowledge first. Right? Somebody knew something and they turned it into a product or a service and started getting paid from it. So they start bringing in wealth as a form of knowledge. So you have an extremely large or vast amount of knowledge when it comes to the sport of football. So let's talk about how you can take that knowledge and turn it into an income stream. So at least, right? At least if you're going to spend 15, 20 hours a week in football, at least you're making an income stream from it. Fellas, are we tracking? Is that okay? You know, like I said, I'm not here to bash anybody for what they do. I understand the pressures of this world. You need to go somewhere and kick your feet up. Sometimes where there's nothing but fellas around, so you can talk trash and vent and all that. I get that. But let's talk about how you can turn some of that into an income stream. Way number one is via blogging. Right? Some of you guys also have the gift of gab. That means not only can you do you know a lot about this game and this sport, but you can also deliver it via speech and written text, in a very entertaining way. Because that's what Mike and Mike does. They play off each other. It's just entertainment. But they have a knowledge base that they're drawing that entertainment from, and they're getting paid millions for talking about football. You can do the same thing. Start a blog. You can go to a free website like Wix or Weebly.com. Probably get one of your kids to help you set it up because a lot of times they know more about this technology than we do. And they can set up you a blog page and you can start writing out those opinions about your favorite football team, the sport in general, your favorite player. All it is, when you read the the sports section in the newspaper, when you read websites and little articles and that's some average Joe who's taken his knowledge and written it in some sort of blog. The Huffington Post picked it up. Some other large media publisher picked it up, and now they're syndicating that person's content because he made a unique insight into a particular team, particular player, whatever the case is. So if you want to start getting paid from everything that you know about football, then you can do a blog. If you don't like to write, you can do a video blog. You can record your commentary, send it over to a place called Fiverr.com. They will take and transcribe your verbal or your audio content into an article. You organize it the way you want to do it, and you throw that thing on your blog, give it a catchy title, and people will start gravitating to you and what you do and your unique perspective about the sport of football. The more people gravitate to you, then you can start taking that content and you can start monetizing it, meaning you get 10, 12,000 people a month watching or coming to read your post, then you throw an ad on the side. Maybe you go holler at the folks over at Johnny Max and say, hey, I got a popular sports blog that's got people reading it at the rate of 12,000 people per month. I'm going to charge you $100 a month for this space on this blog. And they'll say, that makes sense. I got a sports audience who are local to my area because this sports content is coming from a local person. Then yes, I'll give you $100 a month for this ad. We can enter into a contract and I'll do that for 12 straight months. That's how you can make money from watching football. That's number one. Blogging. Easy to do, but I get it. A lot of people don't like to write. All right, so you don't always have to write. You can record your commentary into an audio device, send that file to Elance or Fiverr. They will charge you $5, $10, transcribe that commentary, and bam, now you got a powerful blog sitting on your a website, and you're attracting readers. And the more readers you attract, the more you can charge for ad space on your platform, right? So that's way number one. We're talking about how to get paid from watching football, because I know without a shadow of a doubt, 3 out of 4 of you guys can't really afford to watch football all day, but you're doing it. And I'm not here to bash you for doing it. How do I know 3 out of 4 of you can't watch it? Because 3 out of 4 people are living paycheck to paycheck. That's how I know you can't afford it. Right? 15, 20 hours a week, you're giving up your time to do something that's not paying you. And at the same time, you're struggling week to week to figure out where the food is going to come from, where the gas is going to come from to get me back and forth to work. So you really can't afford to do that. But again, I'm more of a solutions-oriented guy, so I'm not going to bash you for what you're doing. I just want to help you understand how to do it so you can create an income stream from it. Right? So second thing, if you don't like to write, I said in the beginning of the show, some of you guys are so freaking funny. When it comes to this football stuff, some of you guys are so freaking entertaining, but at the same time, you know your stuff. Put that stuff on a podcast. Way number 2, podcast. I promise you, man, if you get with somebody like me that can help you structure this stuff, man, and start putting this stuff out on a regular basis, I promise you, you can get viewership. You can get to a place where you're getting 1,000 downloads for each episode. And guess what that translates into? Dollars. So now you're taking all of this information that you're acquiring from football, right? Because I used to be the type of guy that will bash you for knowing all these stats from all of these different players and you're not understanding the rule of 72. You know all of these stats from all of these different players from high school through college and the NFL, right? Some of this stuff you carry with you forever. But you don't know the rule of 72. You're scared to invest in the stock market because you don't understand how to read a stock ticker. So if you can read stats, you can do this stuff. But again, we're not here to bash you. Let me just show you some different ways that you can draw an income stream from the knowledge that you have as it relates to this sport. Because all ESPN is doing is providing people who've got knowledge and or experience. They don't all have experience, knowledge and or experience, and they're providing the content and commentary in an entertaining way that will cause fans to engage. Can you not do that on your own and for yourself? Of course you can. You just never had someone to tell you to think about it this way. So a podcast, what is a podcast? It's an audio show where you're doing what you do every Sunday anyway. What do you do every Sunday? You sit around a TV screen, you and your buddies, and you talk ish about the game. That's all a podcast is. It's just a certain format, and once you get that format down pat, you and a couple of your buddies can come to your house like you do every week, watch the game, have your audio devices recording this commentary, and once it's being recorded, you clean it up a little bit and you upload it, give it a show title. Now what you're doing every week anyway, you're starting to build a platform that's going to ultimately get to a place that's going to produce an income for you. You guys already come together and watch a game and you talk ish about the game all day. Your favorite players, your favorite games, what mistakes they made. All it is commentary. Thing is, you will listen to somebody else give that commentary all day Sunday, all night Monday for Monday night football, all night Sunday for Sunday night football, and all night Thursday for Thursday night football. You could be giving your own commentary, creating your own fan base, and building your own media empire based on your unique spin on what football is and how it's important to you. Podcasting, right? Second thing. Third thing that you can do. All right. I hope you guys are getting this. I hope it's making sense to you guys, because I know I can't get on here and tell you stop watching football all day, every day, because you can't afford it. That's not going to fly. So let me help you understand how you can turn that knowledge into multiple streams of income if you want. Number one, start a blog. Start writing about your favorite team, your favorite coach, your favorite player. Give your analytics. Take the same thing that they're doing on ESPN on a large worldwide scale, and you do it on a small local scale. You don't have to make millions of dollars, but if you can make a couple thousand from a blog every month, will that supplement your income on your job? Hell yeah. Right? And all you're doing is taking the same thing that you're doing, your current lifestyle. This is one of your best He said, Mike, I appreciate that. He said, this is one of your best webinars yet. Guys, I just like to try to uplift people, man, give you some ideas, and you know, hopefully you guys take some of this and run with it. You can partner with me. I can show you how to set some of this stuff up, man. But number one is to create a blog. All right, that blog could be a written blog or it can be a video blog. Number two, create a podcast. All you do is record you and your buddies sitting around the table watching the game, talking ish about the game, and that becomes a podcast. Right? And you upload it. It can go on iTunes, all of these different podcast streaming services, and bam, you start creating and carving out an audience for yourself. You don't need millions of people watching or listening to your audio. A few hundred regular people downloading your stuff on a regular basis can turn to tens of thousands of dollars for you. And we'll talk about how to do that. Way number three, you can go to radionomy.com. Create your own internet radio station for free. Radionomy.com. Create your own internet radio station for free. And all you have to do is provide the content. What content will you provide? You can do a 24-hour-ish talk about football radio station, and you just record your commentary. Create multiple segments. So for this 30 minutes, we're going to do a segment on the Patriots. This 30 seconds, we're going to do a segment on the Packers. This 30 minutes, we're going to do a segment on them Cowgirls or Cowboys. Sorry, some of you guys are Cowboys fans. But you're starting to get the picture of how this can come together, right? And that can be an internet radio station. And what you can do is create a 4-hour block of content. And how many of you guys remember when ESPN first came out? When ESPN first came out, they would create a 2-hour block of content and loop that 2-hour block of content 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can do the same thing on your free internet radio station. Create a 2-hour block, a 4-hour block of content. Put that in a loop. The system they have will allow you to do all of that. Put that in a loop and loop it 24/7. Start building your listenership. Now, as you got that one piece of content loop, and you'll do it every week, because every week you'll have some new content because there's new games and things of that nature. So you'll put that thing in a loop. And as you're looping it every week, you start thinking about, you know what? I'm an extreme diehard whatever your favorite football team is. So as that stuff is looping, I'm also going to create a weekly show that's all about my favorite team, right? And then maybe you create another show that's about quarterbacking. Maybe your position that you played when you played the game was a quarterback. So maybe you have a unique insight to how to analyze and break down quarterbacks, how they should be reading defenses, how they should be calling plays. So you create a show specifically for that. You know, what is John Gruden's show called, where he brings the quarterbacks in before draft day and he sits them down and he talks about what they should be doing and how they should be doing it. You can do the same thing. You have the same knowledge. Some of you guys have that experience, played college ball at the D1 level. Some of you guys played college ball in the NFL a couple seasons. You've got the experience. You've got the knowledge. Now you start figuring out, how do I transfer that experience, that knowledge, into a platform that will ultimately put me in a place where I can draw an income stream from this. Free internet radio you can do, guys. Yes, you're gonna have a learning curve that you got to deal with. Just think about it like the first day that you start playing the game. You didn't know everything it was. You just was excited about it. So you just got out there and did what you could until you learn more and more. Get out there and do what you can with some of these platforms until you learn more and more. Now, last but not least, I'm going to give you this one because this one can actually feed everything else, right? This one can actually feed everything else. Take what you know and create a recorded show. So maybe you get with the same group of guys every week to watch the game at your house. So this time, when you guys get that same show, same group of guys to watch the game on a big screen. Now, there's some restrictions that you have to play because obviously you have to be licensed to broadcast or rebroadcast anything from the NFL. But you can sit there and talk about it without actually showing or playing the audio from the actual broadcast, right? So you can record a show of you guys watching the actual game and talking your trash about the game to each other, however you do it. But this time you got a video camera that's recording everybody and everybody is mic'd up. Put a lapel mic on everybody. Everybody's mic'd up. So now you got the video footage and the audio footage, and that becomes a show. Now, obviously, you're watching a game for 3 hours. That might not make a good show. People just watching you eat popcorn, drink beer, and watch shows. And then again, it might. It depends on how entertaining you guys are. But you take that 3 hours of content and you chop it up and make it into a nice 1 hour long package. Give it a catchy title. Now you actually have a full-on NFL commentary show. Now, why is that important to do it that way first? Because if I create the show first with video and audio, then pieces of that video can become a video blog, right? If I take the video and audio and create the show first, then I can strip the audio from that show, and that audio now becomes a podcast. That audio now becomes part of the 24-hour loop on my internet radio station, right? So if I create the show first, then I can repurpose all of that content so I can put it in different forms and different platforms. Now I'm getting paid off the same content over and over and over again. Does ESPN do that? Yes. Yes, they take the same content, flip it into different shows, put this anchor over here with this show, put this anchor over here with this show, and they're taking the same content and they repurpose it all week long. You guys can do the very same thing. You just got to start thinking outside of the box. Start thinking about how you can take all of this knowledge, transfer it into a platform that will ultimately allow you to get paid for what it is that you know about the game of football. I promise, man, I've been to some football watching parties and things, man, and I'm sitting back and I'm listening to these guys go back and forth, and it is funny as hell. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if y'all only knew that if y'all put a camera in front of y'all face, y'all can have 10,000 fans by the end of the season. Come back next season, that 10,000 fans have grown to 50, and 50,000 fans watching you over and over on a platform that you own, content that you own, can literally pay you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for doing what you're going to do anyway. Now, my friend, you'd be able to afford to watch football. Because right now, a lot of y'all can't afford it. Y'all doing it anyway, but you really can't afford it. You are like a video Google loaded with information. Thank you, Ray J. She said I'm like a video Google loaded with information. Guys, you know why? Because I believe that my family deserves to have the best of everything, right? And I got sick and tired of being in a place where when my kids asked me for something, I had to tell them no, not because they didn't deserve it, but because I couldn't afford it. So I started figuring out ways to get paid because I know that wealthy people have 4 things going on in their lives. Number 1, they have leveraged income. What is leveraged income? That's income that you get paid off the efforts of others or other things. We're talking about you putting a blog out that you can get paid on over and over. You're leveraging that blog. They have residual income. Guess what? When you record a show one time and next year it's still getting downloaded 1,000 times a month, you're getting paid residually, right? They also have business systems, right? They have business systems in their life. Everything that I'm talking to you about, recording the show first, that's a business system because you can later leverage the same content for a blog, for a podcast, and for an internet radio. So that system allows you to do something with your time, but you're being efficient because you're doing it one time, but you're leveraging and regurgitating all of that content throughout the week so that you just created the content one time. And now you got 3 hours of content. Even if you just watch one game, that's 3 hours of content. Right? You make sound bites, put clips out. Man, it's just ridiculous. They have business systems. And then, so we talked about they have leveraged income, they have business systems, they have residual income, and they all have multiple streams of income. If you set up a successful blog, is that a stream of income? If you set up a successful podcast, is that another stream of income? If you set up a successful internet radio show where you're getting paid for people putting commercials on that radio show, is that yet another stream of income? If you created your own show where you did an hour-long show once a week and you're paying people to insert their commercials you're getting paid by people to insert their commercials in that show, is that 4 streams of income from you watching football, something that you was going to do all day, every day for free anyway? And we're not even going to talk about you taking this spin, not just like ESPN did. They've got their regular football show, and then they got another whole series of shows dedicated to fantasy football. Some of you guys are some fantasy geniuses. But you're a fantasy genius amongst your small little group of people. Take that and become a fantasy genius for the world to see. And who knows, you might get picked up by an ESPN to come start providing them some content and commentary. Yet another stream of income. And then my favorite of them all, guys, and I'm going to give this to you, and I'm going to get out of here and get ready to go to church. But my favorite of them all, guys, all of this is being done from the comfort of your home, which makes you a home-based business owner. Why is that important? It's because when you have a home-based business, there's about 450 tax deductions available to you that will save you even more money and can even be leveraged against the job income that you have. Thank you for opening my mind of thinking. That's what it's all about, DeMarco. That's what it's all about, bro. I can do some of this stuff myself, but that's not my wheelhouse. So that's what I just want to throw it out there, man. And hopefully some of y'all take action with this stuff, man. Take it and run with it. And if you need help, I will help you. My services aren't free, but I will, at least you'll have a mentor and coach that can help you get some of this stuff done. You should use this content to plug into these 4 systems. Yeah, most definitely. Tony, I promise you this. This content will be leveraged about 30 different ways. About 30 different ways, and I'm going to get paid for teaching you how to get paid while watching football. All right, but when you start doing this from the comfort of your own home, now you have a home-based business. There's 400 tax deductions, 450 or more that you can apply for. Guess what? All of the beer, chips, and snacks that you now buy every week for your regular Sunday party, now that becomes tax deductible because you're using that to bring people in so you have an audience around you while you're doing your podcast, while you're doing your internet thing. So now that becomes tax deductible. Thanks, cool. You deserve to be paid. How do I contact? Just send me an inbox to Marco and we'll chat. about how you can become a part of my program, so then you can get all of this training and education for free. So you do that. Now the snacks that you buy become tax deductible. The miles that you drive in your car back and forth to the store, you're making those liquor store runs, you're making those snack runs, those miles that you're driving now become tax deductible. Why? Because this isn't about you just watching football. This is about you doing research and gathering analytics for your show. You guys follow that? You guys follow that? You're not watching football now. So when they pay, for instance, the late Stuart Scott to fly to the NBA Finals to cover the game, is he working or is he there for pleasure? No, he's working. So now when you watch a football game, you're no longer watching it for pleasure, you're watching it for business. As a result, anything that you need to make that football watching experience greater to help you and your business grow now becomes tax deductible. Even if you want to go buy a new big screen TV, even if you want to trick out the man cave, guess what? Now all of that is now tax deductible, because you're also going to buy the cameras and the sound equipment to start recording your show. Tax deduction, man. Number one reason that we are struggling financially is because we don't understand how the tax code is written for business people by business people. As a result, we're overtaxed, drowning in debt. Inflation is killing us, and that's why we can't build wealth. So when you understand that, you start one of these shows. Now you start the process of taking advantage of the tax system to build wealth, in addition to taking advantage of the business code to build wealth. And guys, I can help you do all of that. But like I said, my program isn't free. It's $120 to start, $35 a month to maintain that membership. If you're interested in something like that, you can plug into that. It's called a financial success membership. What I will teach you is how to minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, free up the cash that you need to start investing. The second strategy I teach is business income. If you want to learn how to develop a business around watching football on TV, I will show you how to do that, how to structure your blogs, how to structure your podcast, how to get everything that you need to start getting that business off the ground. And then I will teach you how to take all of your income streams and start investing them for your future, so that you will have not only a foundation to pass down to your children, but you also start training your children in the mind of an entrepreneur. And now they have a different mindset. So not only will you pass down the assets, you will pass down the knowledge so they can build up on the foundation that you've laid. And it doesn't get any better than that, getting paid for what you love doing. It really doesn't, Philip. That's why I do these podcasts. I love teaching this stuff, man. That's why I do this. So for me, this is a no-brainer. I'm sitting here up early on a Sunday. I got up before my family. While they're getting ready for church, here I am creating content that I'm going to leverage forever to continue to get paid on this content. So yes, that you're exactly right. And you can do the same thing with your love, your passion, your knowledge for football. It could be basketball, whatever it is you love to do, man. Listen, I don't care if your thing is underwater basket weaving. There's somebody else that relates to underwater basket weaving. We're going to find them and teach you how to extract an income from your passion for underwater basket weaving. Because what I know, no matter what it is that you know, you always are in a position where you know more than somebody else about that. And as a result, somebody will always pay you to teach them that, pay you to do it for them, pay you to do it with them, or pay you to or purchase a product or service from you that will help them do it even better. So just doing your shows right now is your primary way that you will get money from watching football. But guess what? When you get really good at podcasting, you get really good at an internet radio station, you get really good at creating a show from scratch, the cameras, the equipment, and all that stuff, you get really good at blogging. Now you have yet another stream of income. What is that? Teaching other people how to do it. Come on, guys. And guess what? You're getting all this game for free. I'm gonna start charging you guys for this stuff. But guys, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I didn't want to come out here and bash people for watching 20 hours of football a week. That's your prerogative, and that's just NFL. And some of you guys watch football all day on Saturday too. That's a whole nother spin. You do your college shows and you do your NFL shows. It's a whole nother thing, man. Massive, massive amounts of content that you guys are consuming, but you're not getting paid for the consumption. I'm talking about keep consuming, because you're not going to stop doing that. Keep consuming. Now go and regurgitate some of that which you have consumed. Put it in a little format. Now you can start getting paid as other people are consuming your content. Cool stuff? Give me a thumbs up and give me a like or something if everybody's tracking, if everybody's cool with what you learned this morning. If you're just tuning in, you want to go back and watch from the beginning to the end. And that's all this thing is all about, guys. We are struggling as a people because we don't understand what wealthy people understand as it relates to business, as it relates to the tax code, as it relates to entertainment. Guys, wealthy people do this. Here, I'm going to give you this last tip and I'm going to get out of here. They find one or two ways to get paid for one or two things that they love to do. Did y'all hear that? They find one or two ways to get paid for one or two things that they love to do. You guys are on this stream because you love football and you're trying to figure out, you're right, man, there's got to be a way that I can get paid from doing this other than playing fantasy and hoping to win my league. No, create a show around fantasy. Create a podcast around fantasy. How you pick your team. How you are successful at fantasy. You know, who people should start this week. Who people should bench. You create a strategy or a show, podcast, blog, website, internet radio show. Create a live show. And none of this stuff takes a whole lot, man. I'm doing this with a camera, a webcam, and I'm going live on my phone, man. It could be as simple as this. And you start talking about fantasy to people and you start building an audience. And those people start coming back. If you tell somebody a move to make and they make that move and they have success in their fantasy league, you think they're not going to come back and watch it next week? They'll come back and watch it next week and probably going to share your stream with others. Which, by the way, if you haven't already shared this stream, go ahead and share it for me. If you haven't copied the link on YouTube and shared it, go ahead and share it. So, and real quick, I'm talking to you on Facebook and I'm streaming live on YouTube at the same time. Why is that important? Because now these are two different platforms that's leveraging the same content. Two different platforms that's leveraging the same content. This is going to go YouTube Live, Facebook Live. A lot of the people on Facebook Live aren't on YouTube, so I'm talking to the people on YouTube well, because a lot of people on YouTube are not going to go to find my Facebook Live stream. So now I'm doubling up on the production of content. Then I'm going to take this content and I'm going to strip the audio off of it and I'm going to put it inside of a podcast. Then I'm going to have someone transcribe this audio and then I'm going to put it in an ebook and say, how do you get paid for football? And I'm going to sell that ebook on Amazon for $2.99. That's my residual income. I've already created multiple pieces of content, so I'm getting paid multiple ways from the same piece of content. Right? Then I'm leveraging the platforms of YouTube, Facebook, and Amazon to distribute this content. So I'm getting leveraged income. I'm getting residual income because I'm going to produce the ebook one time. And I'm going to get paid over and over and over off the end. So I'm just by recording this audio for you guys, this video for you, I'm already doing what wealthy people do. I'm going to get leveraged income because I'm going to leverage this content. I'm going to get residual income because I'm going to turn it into an ebook, and that ebook is going to pay me over and over and over again. I'm going to get multiple streams of income because I'm going to get streams from leveraging the content. I'm going to get streams from leveraging the ebook. I'm going to package this, clean it up, put it inside of Vimeo where I can actually have people pay for it on demand to listen to it. They can rent it for 2 days, or they can actually download it for a little bit of a higher cost. So I'm going to get multiple streams of income off of this. And guess what? I have a business system already in place that's going to allow me to do that, and it's going to take me a couple hours to do that. It took me 45 minutes to record the stream, another 2 hours to put all of those pieces in place, and this thing is going to pay me multiple streams of income for the rest of my life, because people will always watch football. All of these technologies will continue to exist, and they're always going to want to know how to monetize the content that they're viewing and they're sucking up, and how to spit it back out and make money from it. That's what this thing is all about, guys. So if you want to partner with me and you want my financial success membership, it's $120 to start, and it's $35 per month. What you will get is you will get a full education on how the money game is played and how you can play to win. I will teach you how to minimize your taxes, how to write off all of your expenses now that you have a new home-based business. I will teach you how to eliminate your debt, because that's going to free up the money that you need to buy the equipment so that you can start getting everything that you need to start pulling this stuff off. I'm going to teach you how to leverage and generate income from everything that you're doing. Once you generate the income from it, I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to teach you how investments work, so you can take those streams of income and start investing, getting double-digit rates of return on that money, so you're building a legacy for your family over time by dumping money and continued contributions to an investment account that's going to pay you 10, 12, 14% rate of return. So while you're living off the money that you're working for on your job and the money that you're getting off this, you're actually building the legacy that you're going to pass down to your children. Now you pass them down $500,000, $1 million, $2 million. And they've been immersed in entrepreneurship and wealth building strategies all while you were raising them. So now not only do they have the assets, they have the knowledge to leverage those assets and build a skyscraper up on top of the foundation that you laid. So that's my wife chiming in saying great job, but really that's cue for come on, Jigga, we got to get out of here and get to church. So guys, I hope that you guys understand some of the stuff that we were talking about here today, and that you don't do like most people. Hear something and never actually apply it because they're scared of falling on their face. There's two things that's going to happen, guys. You either win or you learn, but you never lose unless you quit. So until I talk to you next video, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. If you want that information and you want to partner with me, send me an inbox. Or if you're serious, text your name and just text your name to 314-874-6887. If someone can put that in the chat, text your name. Text your name and the word football to 314-874-6887. If someone can put that in the chat for me, that'd be great. And then I'm going to get out of here. So again, that number, text your name and the word football, but only if you're serious, guys. My most precious asset is my time. So I don't want to waste time for somebody who's just going to be kicking tires and never pull the trigger. But if you're serious, text your name, the word football to 314-874-6887. So we can get that. Somebody throw that in the chat for me. That would be super, super awesome. And then I've got to get out of here and go get my worship on. And then last but not least, if you are in the St. Louis area, right? I'm in St. Louis. If you're in the St. Louis area, I'm having a wealth building workshop today, 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time at Jack of All Faiths Barbershop. I will be giving my signature workshop, Building a Family Empire from Scratch. So if you know anybody in the St. Louis area, you can send them on over, and we will teach them a lot of those wealth building principles and strategies, and we will get this thing going. So I got a text from a 917, but make sure you text me your name too. Text your name and the word football to that number, and I'll give you a call back this afternoon after church, and we will, not football though, intellectual properties. Thank you. 1, 2 partner this week. Yeah, that's what we're building. We're building that intellectual property so that you can get paid for it over and over and over again. All right. Okay, I got somebody good, cool beans. We're gonna work, man. And like I said, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Share the stream on your wall, because other people want to partner with us, and they tell me you sent them. Then I have a system that you can use to actually benefit from them being referred by you. So cool beans. Text football to 314-874. Got you. So guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate all the love, man. I really count it a blessing and a privilege to be able to present to you on a regular and consistent basis. I'm looking for partners to build and develop with all over this country. So if that's you and you're serious about making some money online, making some money in the wealth building space, you're serious about doing something that's going to put you and your family on another level, I can help. Ray J said I'm the Google of video because I know a little bit about a lot. So there's not much that you can bring to me, and I can't help you leverage that to make some money with building a brand and that sort of thing. So until I talk to you in the next video, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.